I'm with Greg Ives, and I wanted to ask you about adding the carousel at Sonoma. How is that going to change your strategy once you guys get there?
Well, obviously, I think it's going to be new for everybody, other than the ones that might have done it in the past, whether it's like a school car or I think my engineer actually had SCCA race when he was in college there and ran through there. So it's just going to be different strategy-wise. I think the length of the race is definitely going to be different, and trying to understand the fuel mileage and all that. So I feel like it's going to bring a new element to that race that hasn't been seen before. I think it's also going to maybe be a little easier on the cars. I know that the section they're taking out was pretty hard on the cars. They usually jump the curbs through there quite a bit. So, that element has changed. You probably don't have to worry about wheel hop going down into that big right-hander, but now you're going to have to worry about that carousel and how critical that left-hander is getting into that big braking zone. So from the length of the race to the fuel mileage over the course of a run, definitely going to be different. And but I still think Sonoma is going to play out pretty much how it always has in the past. With if your car has speed and you put it, you still have to marry that up with a good strategy. Several times you see cars that were the best out there maybe didn't get it right on the strategy and got beat by other cars who did. So it's going to be a fun race. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, are you still going to have the strategy where you work it backwards like you normally do on a road course?
Yeah, definitely. You'll still work it backwards just like a normal road course. I think it's going to play into – I think it's going to be, it might allow for another opportunity for a passing zone. So you might be able to see a little bit more passing, because that one corner, you had that good passing zone into that one corner, turn 4 I called it, and then turn 7 you could set people up there. But I think with the carousel being a very critical corner and how tight guys have, if you can get through there a little bit better, I think you have even a bigger passing zone with the big braking into after that long straightaway. So you're definitely going to play it backwards, but it also allow for a little bit more passing as well.
Not to take anything away from NASCAR's most popular driver, and I meant the one that used to be in your seat, what kind of a breath of fresh air has Alex Bowman brought to the number 88 team?
Well, I mean, I think, obviously Dale brought a lot to the race team as well, and to the race fans. But with Alex, it's just another young driver having to teach and groom and try to see areas where we need to improve on and teach, and I think that's been probably the little bit of fresh air. With Dale, he was kind of set on certain things, and he knew how to carry himself throughout a practice. Maybe not hit the pit roads as many times as maybe I need to do with Alex. Maybe not run pit road speed as much as I do with Alex. So those type of things are able to find those tenths of a second that we need. And also with the change of telemetry in the car, you're able to do some comparisons. And Alex is younger, probably more open to change, where Dale was more kind of, I wouldn't say set in his ways, but he had success the way he was doing it. So he kind of knew what he wanted in the car, and this is how he's going to drive it, and we had to set up for him that way. And Alex might be able to give him some pointers on whether it's line, whether it's driver trace from the EFI data. He's able to maybe change that a little bit, and if he needs some more practice, we can go into DIL and figure that out. So just maybe the youthfulness, but like I said, Dale was pretty tech savvy himself, and brought a lot to the team, and he brought that energy and that friendship that we all loved.
You had a great month of May. How do you keep that going? I mean, you guys seem to have found something. Do you feel like Hendrick has turned the corner?
I think we're getting closer to the corner. I don't think we've turned the corner yet. We still have to win a race, not on a super speedway. Being second multiple times really helps, and the progression in points that the 9 team, ourselves, and even the 24 and 48 have made has shown that we have had performance in our cars. We just have to do a better job of having performance on all types of racetracks, and that's kind of what you need to do when you get to the chase and the playoffs. And I like to say we had a nice month of May, and we did, but when you start running well, you kind of poke the bear a little bit, and the bear meaning the other competition. They're like, they're either catching up or we're not working hard enough. So kind of makes them go back to work and work hard enough, and you kind of play a game of tug of war or seesaw or however you want to say it. But I think that's kind of what we're seeing now. You're seeing the change of dynamics, and people see Hendrick Motorsports a little bit more relevant at all types of racetracks, and I think it kind of poked the bear and woke them up a little bit, and we'll see how that competition rolls. When
Alex refers to you as Gregory, what goes through your mind?
Just say, for me, it's just Greg. So it kind of it's like my little 5-year-old kid who likes to, they like to poke and get your goat a little bit, and so after a while, it's just like, I know he's just trying to pick on me and trying to get me to think of something other than race cars. So in the end, he's 20-something, going on 5.
You guys seem to have a really great relationship, though.
Yeah, definitely we do. We get along great. I think, getting along well off the racetrack is very important. And sometimes doesn't always translate to on the racetrack, because you have to put on a different hat, driver, crew chief hat. But it does translate for us, and a lot of times it's about expectations, and we both have the same expectation of wanting to go out there and win races and fight for the points and keep on progressing every day. So that. There's also frustration that comes in when you're not doing that, and no matter how good your relationship off the track is, that usually never gets in trouble. It's the one on the racetrack that you got to tend to, and that's the one that you got to grow through the bad times so that you're good when it's the good times. And I think we were able to do that, and but that goes through communication with when it's instead of shutting down when it's not going well. That's about opening up even further. And understanding what feelings that we're feeling and what direction we want to go, and who we believe in, and I think we've been able to do that.
Appreciate your time. Good luck at your home track.
I appreciate it. Thank you.